Going everyone, I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMoviescreens.com, and I got another movie to review for you guys, and that would be Green Room. So what is Green Room, you may ask? Let me just pull up this fancy little plot synopsis here. After witnessing a murder, a punk rock band is forced into a vicious fight for survival against a group of maniacal skinheads. So that sounds like a good family adventure to bring your kids to. No, don't do that. All right, so let's get real and break this down. Now, let's start with the writing and directing. Well, actually, before I start that, I actually missed this movie at Fantastic Fest last year in September. I really wanted to check it out, but it was sold out. It sold out within a few seconds. I couldn't even get to it. So I was hitting myself in the head, because I was like, oh, man, I missed that movie. But I'm glad that it's here now, almost 9 months later. So yeah, let's review Green Room. I was really looking forward to this movie. I wanted to see Patrick Stewart get out of his wheelhouse of Professor X wheelhouse, because he's in a wheelchair. You can just unsubscribe right now. I apologize. All right, so I really wanted to see something new from Patrick Stewart. Anton Yelchin or whatever. I've always really liked him. My first movie I ever saw him in was Alpha Dog, and I've always liked him in the Star Trek movies. He's just a really cool actor to just kind of watch when he pops up in something. And it's from the guy that directed Blue Ruin that came out a couple of years ago, or a few years ago in 2013. I did not see that one, but I heard it was a really cool, like, gritty, intense kind of revenge flick in the suburbs. And I never got a chance to see it, but after watching Room, I will definitely give that a chance. So, writing and directing. As far as the writing goes, the story is so fun. It's intense, it's got the grit, it's got the violence, it's got the darkly comedic timing. It's got a little bit of everything, and it kind of reminds me of, like, a perfect example of, like, that movie you go see in the late 70s that's a part of, like, a double bill or just a grindhouse exploitation film or something, but it totally has that tone to it. It feels like a really just intense, bloody midnight movie, and I really like that about the story. It's just a survival story of this punk rock band going up against Patrick Stewart and his skinheads, and it's just a really fun movie to watch. It keeps you engaged, it's entertaining, and it's definitely gory. It's not for the faint of heart if you do not like gore or violence, but as far as the writing and story goes, I really like the way the story just kind of played out and just kind of kept your attention. Now, some of the dialogue was a little wonky, but you know what? With the tone of this movie, violence and heavy metal, it's like, I can forgive you for that. But the dialogue, some of the dialogue is pretty horrendous. But it is what it is. As far as the directing goes, I've never seen Blue Ruin, like I said, but the way the director kind of put forth his own tone to this and his own style, it felt like something fresh and new that I've never really seen before. Even though I've seen violent movies all the time, I've seen survival movies all the time, but I don't know, there was something weird, not weird, but like really cool about the colors and the atmosphere and the tone and the violence. Like I said, just all came together to have this like really cool, unique experience. And I thought the director kind of nailed that really, really well. And the other thing that the director nailed really, really well is the tension. This thing is filled to the brim with suspense. Like the fact that it's stuck inside this, this building and this green room for the most part, and it flies by, man. Like the tension is there. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. You're like, oh my God, are these kids gonna make it out alive? Probably not. These people are crazy. But the director keeps your attention. He engages you in the movie, and he really puts you in there in this very horrific situation that I don't want to ever be in. If I ever meet Patrick Stewart, I'm just going to assume that he is a skinhead and he's going to try to kill me. But as far as the movie goes, I was completely entertained, engaged, and I was totally on board from start to finish. As far as the acting goes, Patrick Stewart is incredible. He is menacing, terrifying, whatever word you want to use, that's what he is. He stares at you in the movie. He sucks out the soul within you, and your soul goes into his eyes, and then you just like lay there on the ground, like twitching, having a seizure because you don't know what you just experienced. Patrick Stewart is incredible in this. He is absolutely just amazing to watch. He is mesmerizing. Every time when he's in a movie in general, you were always glued to him. Now listen, I've always grown up with him as Professor X, Charles Xavier from the X-Men. This is something completely new I've never really seen him do. He is terrifying, and he is quite the intimidating villain. That's what I will say. As far as the rest of the cast goes, everyone else is fine. No one's really like a standout. Anton Yelchin, I've always really, like I said, always really liked him and everything he's in. He does pretty good in this. He's the main character, the lead or whatever, the leader of the band, and I thought he was very convincing as a badass from time to time. And like I said, some of the dialogue was a little wonky, but like I said, he's really fun to watch. But make no mistake about it, I wish there was more of him in the movie. But this is Patrick Stewart's movie, and that's what everyone's going to be talking about when they walk out of this movie. Cinematography-wise, this is a gorgeous-looking movie. It's a horror, thriller, what have you. But usually with like horror films, the cinematography and the lighting are really, really well done. The emphasis of green in this movie is very apparent since it is called Green Room. And the weird thing about it is, when I think of the color green, I think of like pastures and like the open wilderness and stuff. And I think very peaceful stuff. And then, this movie's chaotic and bloody. It's this really cool contrast kind of battling each other, which I found really really cool. But as far as everything else goes, it's shot very, very well. Like, I love it when the power goes out and the lighting is like it's super harsh, and it's casting in the right places to create like this really unique atmosphere around the characters and the violence going on. I don't know, it's shot very well, and the colors, they pop out ever so nicely. But after watching this one, I kind of want to see Blue Ruin now, just to see how that one's shot and how that one is as a story and stuff. So I'm actually more excited to see Blue Ruin now that I've seen Green Room. But the cinematography is actually really well done, and sometimes very colorful, rich, and gorgeous. Editing-wise and special effects, because special effects are very important in this one. Editing-wise, I was hooked from the get-go, because it opens up with kind of like a nice little hook, if you will. I'm trying to like skate by it so I don't like spoil anything for you guys, but it opens up on a hook, and you're like, oh, what's going on? And then it just kind of goes down deeper into this skinhead rabbit hole that you're just like, get out, you're going too far. So as far as the pace of the movie goes, I thought it was dead on. I was entertained by it. If you don't like hardcore violence or heavy metal music or revenge films or just overly violent films in general, you probably won't like this one. It'll probably turn you away. But if you are into those kind of midnight madness type of movies, I think you'll really like the flow of this one, because it'll just fly by, because it's just so damn entertaining. As far as the special effects goes, this is really important, because the special effects in this movie are really well done. Now, I haven't seen Blue Ruin, but I know it's a very violent revenge film, and I'm assuming it's very bloody, because the photos I've seen are, the main character, he's got a white t-shirt and he's covered in blood. If the special effects are good in that, I will be very kind of just happy, because this director is working on a very small budget, and the fact that your special effects and your violence and these violent scenes look super real is kind of astounding. Like, there's a few scenes where some limbs are coming off, and stuff is flying in people's faces and stuff, and the blood accuracy on the the cuts, and just when something is impacting, like I said, a body part or whatever, it looks real, and it's very visceral and brutal and just grim, and I loved it. It just adds so much to the atmosphere of the movie. It's incredible. So the special effects, most of it's practical, actually. There's a few of them that are CGI, but it's blended in so well that you can't even really tell what's practical and what's CGI. It's all just a nice blend. But overall, guys, this is a fun survival film. This is it's a crazy film. It's a violent film. It's a bloody film, but I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. And you know what? For the perfect B movie that you want to see at midnight because you just can't sleep, I'm going to give the perfect B movie a B. So I really like the Green Room quite a bit. I think you will too if you're into those types of movies. So what did you guys think? Have you seen Green Room? Have you even heard of it? Comment in the place up on my face to let me know. And if you've seen Blue Ruin, please let me know down below if it is worth checking out. So I'm Chase Lee, reporting for DallasMoviescreenings.com, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.